Hi, I'm Davy. I'm awesome. And welcome to Davy's Awesome Wrestling, where I review wrestling-related things, all from the perspective of a fan, not an insider. And this week was Impact Wrestling Sacrifice 2023. Let's get into it. The opening match, a rematch between Mike Bailey and Jonathan Gresham. Last time these two wrestled, Jonathan Gresham won, and there's a healthy respect for the two of them. Mike Bailey just wants a chance to repeat that. Because God forbid Mike Bailey gets mad at somebody. I mean, it was good. There was a lot of back and forth and everything. Both men working each other's legs. Or specifically, at one point, Jonathan Gresham was working the toes. But then again, that's what you get for being barefoot. However, in the middle of the match, things started getting personal. A story started getting told as these two started taking it a lot more aggressively. And it was after Mike Bailey missed his finisher, the Ultimate Weapon, and got caught in a figure four, that Mike Bailey reversed that figure four, causing Jonathan Gresham to tap out, making Mike Bailey the winner, making it 1-1. So there's probably going to be another one, and hopefully that one will get personal. But for now, it was good. Wouldn't say it was great. Give it a 3 out of 5. Yeah! Second match for the Digital Media Championship. Joe Hendry defended against Brian Myers. This one was okay, but it was really nothing thrilling. There's some back and forth. There was a little bit of drama. And I wouldn't say we knew which one was going to win necessarily, but it wasn't like any moment I was on the edge of my seat. It was just an okay, kind of standard match. And it ended when Joe Hendry got his finisher, the standing ovation, onto Brian Myers, got the pin, and retained his Digital Media Championship. Like I said, this match was just okay. I would give it a 3, but barely a 3 out of 5. Yeah! Then we took a break for Mickie James to make an announcement. She was supposed to defend her title against Jordynne Grace that night. However, from the previous Impact the night before, Mickie James suffered a broken rib. So now there's going to be a 4-way match at Multiverse United. The winner of that is going to take on Jordynne Grace at Rebellion. And if Mickie James is cleared to compete at that point, it'll be a 3-way match. If not, it's just going to be Jordynne Grace and the winner of that match for the Knockouts Championship at Rebellion. Third match, Giselle Shaw versus the virtuoso Deonna Purrazzo. I wasn't expecting too much from this match. I mean, it is Deonna Purrazzo. She can have a great match with anybody, but I've yet to see anything very impressive from Giselle Shaw. Like, really nothing. And it was kind of what I thought it was going to be. It was okay, but that's only because Deonna Purrazzo carried the entire match. Until she got Giselle Shaw in the Venus de Milo submission hold and got the win. The most interesting part of this match was after, when Savannah Evans attacked Deonna Purrazzo, and out came the returning Tasha Steelz, who came and attacked her former partner, Savannah Evans, and took out Jay Vidal. Tasha Steelz is back, so that was a little exciting. Enough to make this a solid 3 out of 5. Yeah! The fourth match, Kenny King versus PCO. As we know, there's been that feud between Eddie Edwards and PCO going on for a while. Now King is involved, so here we go. The match itself was pretty good. It was brutal. Mostly King being brutal to PCO, and PCO not really caring, because he's supposed to be like a Frankenstein monster. And like I said, it was interesting. It kept my attention, especially at the end when Eddie Edwards distracted the referee, making it look like he was trying to give Kenny King a kendo stick, but before doing that had slipped a chair into the ring for Kenny King, but that backfired as PCO punched the chair into King's face, knocking him out and getting the pin. I would say this match was interesting enough to earn its solid 3 out of 5. Yeah! The fifth match was for the X Division Championship, as Lince Dorado challenged Trey Miguel. And like has become pretty much standard with all X Division Championship matches, there was no rivalry, there was no build-up, nothing. They just said, hey, we got a great guy that's going to take on the champion. And they seem to think that that's very interesting. And really it wasn't. This match was just okay. But just okay. There was no reason for me to be invested in it. There was no reason for me to believe that the title was going to change hands. And it was two fast-paced wrestlers who were basically just doing a spot fest with, some cool spots, but no meaning behind them. And even the way it ended was kind of lackluster, as out of nowhere, Trey Miguel got a Hurricane Rana and a roll-up pin on Lince Dorado and retained his championship. Honestly, I wouldn't even give this one a 3, just a 2 out of 5. Yeah! Then for the Impact Tag Team Championships, TMDK members Shane Haste and Big Bad Dude Tito versus the Bullet Club members Chris Bay and Ace Austin. It was a good tag team match. It stepped it up from the match before. Because there was a lot of things going on, but they at least had meaning behind them. There was plenty of back and forth. Two great teams. Only thing is, the drama was a little lacking, because at no point did I believe TMDK was going to win the championships. And it ended after a combination Art of Finesse and The Fold got the pin and the win for Bullet Club, making them still tag team champions. But I would give this one another solid 3 out of 5. Yeah! Then the match of the night, which I didn't think I was going to say. The Busted Open match between Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer. Busted Open match, also known as a First Blood match. Whoever bled first was going to lose. And from the moment the match was announced, I wasn't oohing and ahhing over it. I just was like, okay, might be cool. But it was actually really good. Not skill-wise. The match itself wasn't fantastic. There was the nostalgia factor, especially when Tommy Dreamer brought out a replica of the ECW Championship. The old school replica, the one with the orange snakeskin backing. But what really made this match grab your attention was the story being told. Like at some point in the match, the referee got knocked out, and Bully Ray bled. But the ref wasn't there to call it. So Bully Ray, with the assistance of the good hand, came out, beat on Tommy Dreamer, got him to bleed, got the referee up, and the referee called the match, making Bully Ray the winner as he was hiding the blood on his head. But then even after the match, didn't stop there. Earlier in the match, Bully Ray had insulted and thrown a beer in the face of Darren McCarty, a hockey enforcer. I don't really follow hockey, so okay. After the match, Bully Ray and the Hand are beating up Tommy Dreamer, so Darren McCarty comes in and fights Bully Ray a little bit, but eventually gets put through a table. Then we also have the return of Scott D'Amore, who came out with half the roster. Which probably means that Scott D'Amore and Bully Ray are going to have a match down the road. But either way, just for the story being told in this match, plus the nostalgia factor, this one I would give a good 4 out of 5. And then the main event, it had been announced earlier in the night. It was supposed to be a 6-man tag team between the team of Josh Alexander, Frankie Kazarian, and Rich Swann versus Time Machine. However, Josh Alexander is injured. Injured to the point that he needed surgery, and he's going to be out for a while. So not only could he not compete tonight, but the championship is now vacated. And it was decided that since Josh Alexander was supposed to defend the title against Kushida at Multiverse United, and then the winner of that was going to defend the championship against Steve Macklin at Rebellion, that now at Rebellion it's going to be Kushida and Steve Macklin for the vacated championship. And in a way of scouting, Steve Macklin was inserted into this 6-man tag, even though he's not friends with Frankie Kazarian or Rich Swann. So the main event now, Steve Macklin, Frankie Kazarian, and Rich Swann versus Time Machine, Motor City Machine Guns, and Kushida. It was a good match, but the only real point to the match was for Steve Macklin and Kushida to build heat. But then again, I was never excited about the announcement of this match anyway, because to me, a main event involving the champion should have been for the championship. And it never was supposed to be. The champion was supposed to be in a 6-man tag. It's basically like a filler main event, and that just doesn't seem to work. And in this case, it didn't really work for me either. Like I said, it was good. It was a bunch of good wrestlers in the ring together, but just pointless. But getting some heat for their match at Rebellion, Kushida got Macklin in the hoverboard lock, and Macklin tapped out. So I guess there's some good in that. It's building toward this. I'd give the main event another 3 out of 5. Yeah! So Impact Sacrifice 2023 overall was okay. That was it. Just okay. It's worth watching because you already have Impact Plus. That's why. That's it. I really can't give it any higher marks than that. It felt like what it is, a filler event. Might as well have just been another episode of Impact on Axis. Almost none of the matches had any real build-up or any real rivalries, and even the ones that did, like Giselle Shaw and Deonna Purrazzo, just wasn't that interesting. Deonna Purrazzo being as good as she is, not to mention the return of Tasha Steelz, is the only thing that saved that match. They had another pointless X Division Championship match. I don't understand what Impact has against making an actual rivalry over the X Division Championship anymore. The last one they had fizzled out very quickly. The one between Trey Miguel and Crazy Steve. I honestly felt they could have gotten more out of that, but it just lasted a couple of weeks and ended on a free taping of Impact on Axis. It really isn't all that interesting of, hey, we're going to take a bunch of guys and put them together and make it chaos, so much as, hey, we're going to have a guy who really wants that championship who's really going after it. But that's the way they've been doing the X Division title for well over a year now. Pretty much every match on the card was just a 3, except for one that was a 2, and only one that was a 4. There was no 5s. The Busted Open match was a 4, because of all the drama and the story being told behind it. But the actual fighting itself was just eh. If it wasn't for the story, drama, and nostalgia in there, it would have just been a lackluster hardcore match. And then even the main event, from the moment it was announced, even though it got changed up, was a lackluster main event from the moment it was announced. It really was a so what kind of a main event. The kind of main event that should have been the main event on just one of their weekly shows. So really, honestly, even though it was kind of entertaining, just for the simple fact that almost none of the matches were must-see, I honestly would only give Impact Sacrifice 2023 a 2 out of 5. Yeah! So there you have it. That's my wrestling review this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit that little bell so you get notifications when I post new videos, and leave a comment. Tell me what you thought of Impact Sacrifice 2023. Love you guys.